So, hello everybody and welcome to my second review in English. After the encouraging comments for my decent components breakdown and overview, I decided to try to do some more reviews in English. On Board Game Geek I think that's a good idea because most of you don't speak German. And so today was the award Kennerspiel des Jahres given to Villlage, so I will review Villlage by Inka and Markus Brandt right now for you, and I will show you some of the gameplay, what's the twist within the game, give you a brief review, and I hope you get an impression on how the game plays and if it's good for you, if it fits for your gaming habits, and I hope you can see everything. I will go into details very soon. And the good thing about Villlage is it's 2 to 4 player games, and a lot of games I know from this player range do play very good with 4 players or with 3 players, but they don't play very well with 2 players. And this game does, it definitely does. It's great for 2, it's good with 3, it's good with 4. I really enjoyed playing it with just 2 players, but it's very much fun if you play it with more players. And that's the point, because the main game mechanism are the cubes that are placed here. Every time you perform an action, you take a cube from a spot and then you perform the action you can do there. And if you're playing with more players, you get more cubes on board. So you can, if you're playing with 2 or with 3 players, you always have the same chance to do things. And the game end condition, if the Chronicle, the Villlage Chronicle is full, or the masked graves are full, then the game is finished. And if you would play just with 2 and this would be all empty, then you have to put a lot of more guys in here. And so if you're just playing with fewer players, you're filling up some spots with a color not in play, and then you will have the exact same feeling as if you're playing with more players. And so whether you play with 2 or with 4 players, the feel of the game is always the same. It starts to rain outside, I hope you don't hear it. And let's have a look at the game components and game board. Every player has his own farm, I will think you call it in English, and that's the place where your meeples from the beginning are starting or staying. You have 4 level 1 guys. Those are the oldest guys, so within the game people die, and if people are dying, then they're always the guys with the lowest number are dying. And so the first guys are most probably the first who will die, but there are things that make younger people die before older people, but that's not that important. On this map you place your corn. When you get food, you will place it here, up to 6 potions of food you can store here. And you start with the money. Money is a joker. You can use it as any resource. And here is the lifetime frame, I think you can call it in English. So lifetime is a resource in the game. On several occasions you have to spend lifetime, or just time. And every time you are taking some time, you move this marker some places wider, and every time you cross the bridge right here, one of your persons dies. So my figures are placed here that way, and here are some 2 or 3 player figures, and I cross the bridge. I have to decide whether I let die this one from the town hall, or this one from the church, or this one from the manufacturing things. I never can let some younger guys die. They have to die. So I would decide to let this person die. So I look from the color of the emblem here and put it on one free spot. Once all spots from one color are full, I can't put any longer some guy from here in there. So if I have to let another person die, and this would be my only one guy on the board left, I would have to place them in the mass graves where they don't give me points, but they can lead. They can let the game end if this is full. There are only 3 spots in the 2-player game, so it seems that the game can end very soon, but it will take some time. It isn't just as fast over as it seems in the beginning. And yeah, the main. Let's have a look on the board. There are several spots. Here are the traveling area. So every time a person leaves the village and moves out in the great wide world, what was a big thing in the late Middle Ages where this game is set. Sometimes the people don't come back, and here you send them on traveling. You need time for that. You need some wagon and some resources to get to the next town and place your marker here. And with those markers, you are recognizing how many towns you have visited, and in the end you're looking how many towns you have visited or traveled to, and the more towns you've traveled to, the more victory points you get. So one way to get victory points is traveling. The other thing to get points is the church. Every time you are using this field and performing the church action, you can put one guy from your farm, not from the board, he has to be from the farm, if you pay 3 times or a brown cube, and put him into this bag. There are 4 black guys in this, and every time a round is finished, so everyone has performed all possible actions, there's a mess. I don't know if it's the right term in English, but then every player is able to pay some coin to take one of his guys and put it in the church. If no one wants to pay money, or if there's no one left to pay, then the guys are randomly drawn. So in this case, the yellow player is lucky, since this guy is placed within the church. The black guys are not good for anything, they just move back into the bag. So if you're paying money, the probability that your guys are drawn is very much higher. And in the church, the guys do nothing except giving you victory points in the end. 2, 3, 4, or 6 points, and you start here in the lowest points field, and after the mess you can decide to spend some corn, give it from your farm back, and let the guy move up. After that you can spend 2 corn and 4 corn, and in the end of the game you get the amount of victory points depending on what window the guys are placed. And that's a thing you have to consider. If you give guys early in the game in the back for the church, if they are level 1 guys, then and you have moved them up, then the probability that they have to die within the first rounds is very high. And if you spend already 3 corn to get this guy here and let it then die, then you would have spent 3 corn for nothing. So it's better if you want to have a guy from you to get to the spot, don't move him up. It's important that you have guys in all positions, because the game ends when those places are all full, and if you never have a guy in the brown section, then you cannot decide when the game ends. And sometimes in the late game you want to be the one who decides when the game ends, and if you just have to get a figure here, that can be a problem, because the opponent or all opponents can do a lot of more actions, and you don't want that. So church has to be considered that you don't put people too far away who can die early. The next thing where you get victory points is the town hall, I think. Here, every time you perform an action here, you can spend time plus resources to move one of your meeples here. And if you are performing the next time this field, you can spend more resources and move the person up, and you always have a privilege. So here you become starting player, you get 2 resources of your choice, here you get 1 trading or 1 good that you want to, and here at least you can spend money to buy you points. And in the end gives you again points. So every person standing here gives you 2 points, every person here 4 points, every person here 6 points. So having 3 persons here will give you 18 points. But if you performing this action, you can use the guy here. But if you have three guys here, you can't take this action 3 times. So you can't get 3 goods just for having 3 guys here. So you can just use it once. But this is very important. The last game without being here, but it's very important to get those trade goods here, for example, because here's the market, another important place to get victory points. Here are some customers. Those in the blue fields can be served within a market day. And if one person activates the market, then the first person can sell goods to one customer for free, and the other ones, everyone can participate in it, have to spend 1 green resource plus 1 time. And if you have a horse, then you can spend your horse, put it back in the common area, and get this guy who gives you 4 victory points in the end and place it in your play area. Then every other person can try to deal with some customers, only those in the blue fields. And once all have done their trades, the round is over and the customers are refilled and move up here and you get new ones. So you always have a look in the future. You know what customers are coming, what they want, what their needs are, and how you fulfill them. And so you can plan and manage how you can get victory points here. If you're concentrating on this spot, you can make a lot of victory points during the game, and it has some Puerto Rico mechanism, because if you are doing a market when the other players are not able to serve any customers, then you're the only one who gets points and the other maybe get nothing. So that's the market. Here is the manufacturing belt or circle buildings where you can get those goods. You can get a wagon or a flug, I don't know the English word, a cow and an ox. Here you can get money, here you can get this riding, which is needed for some things. And you always have the choice whether you want to spend 2 resources, here a orange and a pink one, or here you just have to spend corn. Here you can spend corn and pay time to get money. Or if you don't want to do that, or if you want to consume some time, you can choose if you want have one of your guys in this wagon producing building. You can have to pay 2 time to train him to produce wagons. So you spend 2 times, and from now on, after then you can spend again 2 time to get a wagon. And from now on, every time you use this area, this action, you just can spend 2 time and get another wagon as long as this guy lives. Once he died, you can't use it any longer. You can put a new guy in here, but that's the way those buildings are functioning. In the windmill, you can't put a guy. That's why it's X'd here. You just can pay 2 corn and 2 time to get 2 money. Money is always a joker for a resource of your choice. And what else do we have? We have the Karren, the farmer. If you're performing this action, you get corn. You get 3 corn if you have nothing. If you have a cow and whatever it is, you get more corn. And if you have an ox and flug, you get 4 corn, but you can't have more than 6 corn, so you can't do this as long as you want, because you're full and it doesn't make sense anymore. So, and another field is the family field. If you are performing this action, you just get one of your guys and from your forward area here, and put it on your farm, and you now can do things with him. Place him on the board, let him die, put him in the bag, whatever you want, you can do it. And another important thing, once you've traveled to all cities, those guys are useless, and if you're performing this action, you can just take one guy from any spot back in here. that's important because if you're using the church action, where you can put some of your guys in the back and placing him there for points in the end game, he has to be from your farm. You can just take him from this manufacturing building. So, and the last important field is the Brunnen, I don't know the word, but you see the picture. Here you just can pay 3 equal resources of one type, so 3 green ones or 3 black ones, no, not black ones, but pink ones, or whatever you want to do, and you can perform an action no longer that isn't possible anymore. So if someone has taken this cube and performed the market action, you normally just can do it, except if you spend 3 resources of the same type, and then you can do another mark action. And I haven't told you how to perform actions, I think. It's very easy. There are cubes regarding to how many players you're playing with, and if you want to perform an action, if I want to get corn here, I just take this resource, then I have it, then I get corn, 2 corn if I have nothing, and yeah, that's the way how I come to the resources, and those resources I can spend for producing goods here, or for traveling, or if I want to get up in this building. Yeah, and if I want to do special actions, if there are only black cubes, then it's sometimes good to perform such an action so that the other guys have to take the black cubes, because the black cubes are the plague, I think is the English word, pest in German. If you take this cube, you don't get nothing from it, you just have to put it back in the common, but you suffer 2 times. And that leading to that way that first all colored cubes are taken, and in the end they're just the black cubes, and everyone has to take a black cube in the beginning. In the end game, sometimes it's good to fill the chronic and to suffer and spend time. So it is possible that the black cubes are taken before the colored cubes, because sometimes you have a lot of resources and don't know what to do with them, so you just take the black ones, and if you're the guy who has a little to few resources, you're just taking the colored resources first. And yeah, the only way to get points during the game is in the church. If you have the majority of figures in the church after 1 round, you get 2 points, and if you have the majority every round, you can get up to 10 points in most cases. And that's a big amount of points. The last game I won with 55 points, so that's 1/5 of my points, and that was that amount of points that I leaded before my opponents. So you definitely have to consider this. And yeah, I think I have told you everything about the game play itself. Yeah, you know how it functions, so you just have to keep in mind how you maybe serve those customers, or you can ignore them complete and just try to travel a lot and get points there. You can try to get points from here. You can again do this town hall thing and just place meeples here to get resources for free, or get goods here that maybe the customers want and get points in this way. So there is no major strategy or no leading strategy which always wins, and the guy who travels a lot is always the winner. That is not possible. You can also try to concentrate on the market or on the church, or in the last game I concentrated on traveling and the church and won with this. But if my opponent would have concentrated more on the town hall and the market, maybe he would have get more points. So in most cases you don't win by just concentrating on one spot, but you have to do a lot of things, but you don't have to play without a plan. You should have make a plan and try to follow it and maximize your points, and that leads in the end of the game to some analysis paralysis, or however it's called in English, that you are just calculating where can I get the most points. And yeah, the Chronicle gives you points. If you have 3 persons here, you get 4 points. If you have 4 persons here, you get 7 points. If you have 5 persons here, you get 12 points, which is a huge bunch of points. And so you have to keep have an eye on the Chronicle. If your opponents have a lot of figures here, they control when the game ends, they get a lot of points, and so you want to have some control about the chronic and put your persons in that way that you do it. You can do several things. If you have level 1 person and you want have this guy, the level 2 guy who's standing here die, then you can use the church action to put the level 1 guy in the back, and then you have no level 1 guy, so you can let this person die and maybe put it here so that your opponents aren't able to get to the spot. And yeah, and as I've said before, the game skates pretty well, 2 to 4 players. I think if you know how the game works, it plays with 2 players in 45 minutes, up to an hour, but it would say 45 minutes. And it's very deep, it's very satisfying. It's not that you've just played 45 minutes and go, that was not that great. You always do a lot, you always want to do a lot, you always think how you can achieve your goals and fulfill the needs of everything, and I pretty much like it. It plays very intuitive, so you just have to read the rulebook once, maybe one or two times within the gameplay we have to look up some things, but it plays very intuitive. The symbols are very clear. You need 1, 2, 3 rounds till you fully understand how the game flows and how the mechanisms work together, but then you can really play on. And if you're playing it second or third time, then you can try different strategies and make a plan, and you can try the traveling strategy, you can do the town hall thing, you can try to win with just market things, and there's very much to find out about this game. I enjoyed it much. I think the Kennerspiel des Jahres award is a good choice for this game. It's I think it's a bit deeper and a bit more strategic than Seven Wonders was. Seven Wonders is somewhat lighter than this one, but this is not a difficult game. It's very easy to get into. The rulebook seems a bit long, but the actions you can do there are very clear. It's not that difficult to understand. So if you enjoy light to medium worker placement games, this game is a good one for you. Definitely like it more than Im Schutze der Burg. It's I don't know how the English title of the game is, the last game from the Brands. It's a very good game, very satisfying, very much fun. And if you like those kind of games, then you should definitely have a look on it. Letting the people die, well, it's just a currency. You don't have to blame about the thing, I think. And if you're not that much into worker placement games, then of course this game is not for you. But if you are, you should definitely give it a try. I really like it. I hope you have fun if you play it. I hope you have fun with the video. I hope my English was not that bad at all. And as always, I would really appreciate if you leave me a comment if you've seen this video. And if you play it, have fun with the Kennerspiel des Jahres 2012. Thank you and goodbye.